Hello, hello, hello. Thanks for joining us this evening as we discuss the very next episode of Invincible Season 3, Episode 3. Now, of course, I'm not here by myself. I'm here with all of my lovely co-hosts. Starting right below, we got Vibrator Vic. What's going on?
Let's bad.
And to my right, possibly your left, we got the great Grand Slam Poobah. How's it going?
It is lovely. It's great. I saw episode 3 yesterday, saw it again today for today's show, and I'm excited to talk about it with you lovely individuals.
All right, all right. If you're in the chat, let us know what you think about the episode. Before we go into the full discussions of the show, we like to start our show with a little bit of geek news. So I got a couple of topics here for us to discuss. Now, if you checked out the last episode, which was live just yesterday, right, where we talked about episodes 1 through 2, we mentioned a couple movies that were going to be released very, very soon. We have, of course, Captain America. That's going to be released next week on the 14th. And we also discussed a little bit about Fantastic Four. And at the time, I wasn't sure of the release date, but I got a couple of movies here that are going to be released in July of this year. And they're all coming out practically one after the other. First, we got Jurassic World. Then we have Fantastic Four. Then we have our Superman movie.
Wow. July seems action-packed.
Yeah, action-packed. It's here for us. So I wanted to ask you guys, if you had to rank these by which movie you're most and least excited to see, where are these falling?
Oh, Jurassic World is definitely my least favorite.
Okay. Yeah. Same, Vic?
Yep. Pretty much. The way the list is set up right there is perfect, actually.
Okay, yeah, I agree. That's exactly how it looks for me as well. I'm really, really excited for Superman. I'm midway for Fantastic Four, and honestly, I haven't seen a Jurassic Park movie in I don't know how long.
So many years, right? And they tried though. They really tried with these Jurassic. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but they really tried with these Jurassic Park movies because I forgot how long ago it was, but Chris Pratt was in I think like 2 of them.
I mean, there's a niche market for that. There's definitely
absolutely.
Because they keep beating the dead horse with that, even though like none of us really care. You know what I mean? But they really do. They go in with the Jurassic. I can't even tell you how many there are. There's a lot.
And it is too many. I was gonna say, and you can't even say this is like a nostalgia thing because they changed up all the actors because they're not the same actors from. I forget when the first one came out. I want to say like 93, 94, something like that. I don't really have a time for, but I know it was in the 90s.
Exactly. I mean, at least for Fantastic Four, I'm curious to see how they fit in with all the others.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
And it's just like, all right.
It's going to make a good amount of money. The franchise is still very profitable, but I'm not excited at all for it. But let's get into some of this here. We got our boy, Silhouette Animator. Thanks for being here. Our guy in the chair, letting us know all the facts. Superman got competition. Oh, for real?
No, he really do.
Jurassic Super, fantastic.
I agree with that actually, because I'm really interested in Superman, but I don't know why. But maybe it's just because I'm more of a Marvel than DC. But Superman, I am interested in because we've done a lot of Superman reviews, and I've since lightened up on the Man of Steel. So I look forward to that.
They killed the show.
Right.
For this movie.
For the ashes, they from the ashes of Superman and Lois comes.
Wouldn't it be awful?
That'd be good.
I was gonna say, wouldn't it be awful if this movie was terrible and they killed Superman and Lois for nothing? Because Superman and Lois was really, really getting good. I have to say, really, really good. I mean, even the guy Jordan, when I met him, he was like, "Yeah, there was supposed to be more, but they had to rush it off."
You should have led with that yesterday. We got an inside scoop that there was supposed to be more.
I'm so sorry.
But we got Charmaine in the house. Hey, thanks for being here. I said, watching SmackDown, Yeet. I don't know what Yeet is, but thank you so much for being here.
I don't either, and I watch wrestling.
Yep.
Now, with that being said, let's get into our next little bit of news. Now, I don't know how relevant this will be for you guys, but for me, this is very much a relevant topic, and I'm so excited. When I saw this was news, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm ready for this!" Right? We got finally, after all of these years, Sarah Michelle Gellar confirms Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot in the works, guys.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and it's
Nice.
legitimate. This is coming from NBC News, and a quick quote from Sarah herself. I promise you, we will only make this show if we know we can do it right. Geller wrote in a post, and I will tell you that we are on the path there now. Allegedly, allegedly. Well, first, before I get into that, thoughts of the what do you guys feel about? Are you excited for a Buffy reboot, or what do you think?
Well, I mean, it'll probably be like Wednesday, with Wednesday being in Wednesday.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like where
Okay.
she'll be some type of older character, and then you'll get just a nostalgic pop, but then you'll also get a little bit of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, because that shit was popular. So, you know, if it's good, it should definitely get Cobra Kai vibes, in my opinion.
Oh, that's interesting when you say that, Cobra Kai vibes.
No, because that shit was popular, bro. Like, and I remember when it was airing, like it was very, very popular. So if they're gonna bring it back, yeah, it's gonna be a thing. But we'll see. But I think that she should definitely be a part of it if they're gonna do that.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I don't think you could do that show without her. I mean, I think about I never watched like Buffy the Vampire Slayer or like Charm, but I feel like when they did Charm, that remake, I forget how many years ago, it just
that was trash. The remake.
Yeah, I've heard. So you watched Charm. So as someone who watched Charm, that was trash because they didn't have the original cast, correct? Or they didn't have the magic.
It was not good. It was not good. But so, I have high hopes for this one because Sarah Michelle Gellar is coming back herself, and according to reports, the reboot is going to be essentially centered around a new Slayer, and Buffy is going to be there as well. I'm assuming she's kind of taking on the role of Giles in a way, kind of like
the trainer, like she trains this new
Slayer. But I'm excited for it. I'm here to give it a shot because I loved Buffy back in the day. I was watching it when I wasn't supposed to be watching it. It was that good. So I am ready for it to come back.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a little bit of the news that's been populating recently. But now that that's over with, drink your drinks, guys.
This is one of those shows. That's why I have the red cup.
We're getting into it because we got a lot to discuss because this episode opened up trying to bring me to tears. We got these two fellas right here, right? And I don't know their names. I don't think they said it in the show. But we get introduced to them. And I feel like Invincible does this often. They have like a beginning scene where it's like practically just the music playing and you just have to like put it together visually. And they do a good job of visual storytelling a lot of Invincible. But we see these two characters down and out, right? Down and out. They're getting evicted from their place. They lost their job. They're a couple. They're just trying to make it out here. And they got to the point where their only option was to rob a bank, guys. This is the scene. They're robbing the bank here in this scene right here. And we get to the point that we know them in a way for this short 7 minutes, because it was a 7-minute just of them. And you start to feel sorry for them, right? You start to story, right? And then Invincible and baby Invincible coming to kick their ass.
No, you could call him Purple Terror. Purple Terror.
My baby Oliver coming to kick ass and take names. And I felt so bad, guys. I was like, dang, not they gotta do him like that.
And I felt that same way. Like when this opened up like how it did. Now, I didn't really shed a tear, but I was like, damn, I really feel sad because, the music is playing and you see that, once again, how you mentioned, they're a couple, they're trying to make ends meet. And you can tell that they're really not bad guys because there's a spot in the beginning, the bigger dude, because we don't have a name for them, he saw a child and he got distracted. And even when and later on, when they eventually did commit that act, you can see how, and I think it was the skinnier one who was like, like, I didn't want to do this, but once again, they're trying to make ends meet. Although I do have to say, they robbed the bank and didn't have no mask. So I gotta say that was a really dumb move. That was
like
dumb.
honestly, the skinny one can get away with it because who's going to really recognize him with this yellow face? But the other guy, you should have.
What was it? Hold on, bro. We talked about feeling sorry for him, but I gotta ask, what was the bigger dude's power? Like he shot a leaf at, right? Okay.
I was trying to figure it out because I was like, okay, is this like My Hero Academia where they got the tape guy and he's just got a tape body?
I thought he was getting ready to send the wacky inflatable tube guy going.
Yes.
The way he was just kept
but the
like
thing
that.
comes off, so it's like, does he have a power really, or is this just like a backpack?
Did you see it?
Just a backpack.
No, but did you guys see in one of the scenes when they're arguing in their apartment that thing kind of had a life of his own? Because
it has its own
yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's sentient. So I'm like, this guy doesn't have a power. He just got a buddy backpack.
He got a backpack.
So he's like a Venom. That makes sense.
backpack. Right. Let us know. Let us know. So
I did not understand that power at all.
But. Wait, Blake. Wait, who are we talking about, Blake? What happened here? Hold on. I never watched Buffy. Okay. Sarah was great live action Daphne. Okay, from Scooby-Doo. Buffy had more luck on TV than Blade. Okay, Blade only got one season in a cliffhanger.
See, that's being generous. Blade really had no seasons.
Yeah.
Unless it's a show I didn't see. So please elaborate, because correct me if I'm wrong.
Blade didn't.
Wait, hold on. Isotope is the guy's name. No, Isotope is the. Okay, we'll get into it because I have different notes. So you can let me know. When we get there.
Please do.
But after we see that our guys get their, completely demolished,
dominated
by Oliver and Mark. Oliver, of course, isn't supposed to be using his power, so he gets a good stern talking to when he got back to the house, guys. Mm-hmm. And this was kind of playing on something that Vibrated Vic brought up last episode. Mark is kind of stepping into the role of father figure, heavy in this episode, heavy. Facts. And it's like to the point that there was one point in the episode where Debbie was saying, "Oh, I told him that talking about Oliver. I told Oliver that we're going to have a talk as soon as you get home, Mark." So it's like she's waiting. It's like, feeling like your kid. Oh yeah, you wait till your father gets home, right?
Absolutely.
So he's definitely taking on that father role, and I feel kind of bad for Mark because of it. It's like he's still a young man. He's only 19 years old.
Facts.
But. They end up having to talk with Oliver, chastise him for using his powers and coming up in this fight when he wasn't supposed to. But we flash over to our girl, Adam Eve. She's in the community college or some college. Over there.
Well, that's the same college that Mark was going to.
Mm-hmm. Maybe, because the girlfriends, because Amber's there. And we see Amber yet again. And I was like, this is awkward, right? The after.
What would you go say, the before and after?
I mean,
I was like, yeah, exactly. Before and after. I was thinking, it would be so messy to run into your man's ex-girlfriend who they were dating while you and him were supposed to be friends. Like, that's such an awkward situation, but the show didn't make it awkward.
No.
They were very mature.
Yeah, I agree. I love how that was handled though. Like, because I hear what you're saying about how awkward that can be. It's a situation I think a lot of people wouldn't know what to do. But the way Amber was able to go, like, no, I get it. It's cool. We were different. We're in two different worlds. He's a superhero. I'm a regular being. You guys match up very well. And it's something. And I liked how she said, like, I always wondered when, like, I forgot how she worded, but almost like, wonder when y'all guys want to get together, because Adam Eve was even saying, like, it seemed like everyone was thinking that but us, or felt that except us. So I just thought the way she handled it, and I don't know who Kyle is, but I hope Kyle treats Amber very well.
I was about to say that because Amber says that she's found herself a new man, right? His name is Kyle or Caleb. I forgot what it was, but if you're saying it's Kyle, it's definitely Kyle. And I was thinking, is this the guy from like season 1? Remember when they went to the campus and she was at the party and there was some guy trying to talk to her? I'm like, did they pull back all the way to that guy?
That's interesting. You know what? That might have been. That's good memory right there, because I didn't know who Kyle was at all. I thought Kyle just lived underneath a bed and eat dust.
Okay, so that might have been the backup. That might have been her backup. Yeah.
Right, might have been, but I'm not sure. But I'm like, they already pulled from season 1 with these characters. Like, maybe they pulling again with Kyle. I'm not sure.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So later in the episode, we see our team of Civil War separators. They've found a new,
Separators.
yeah, they found a new lodging. They're headed back to their old spot where they were doing, the team.
Yes.
Uh-huh. So they're back there. Rexplode and Ray are getting a little closer. They kind of confided in each other about their childhood. Apparently, Ray was trained to be a superhero since she was a child. Even though it was mostly like small, non-powered villains she was kind of battling, she was still very much, she's a protege, right? And Rex let it drop that he wished that he had parents because he was raised by scientists in the lab. And I'm like, I didn't know that about Rex. Is that something that was just revealed, or was it revealed before? Because this is news to me. He had no parents.
I don't think that was ever said before this episode. Yeah, no, we get that one. That one I got Silhouette because you said Shrink Ray. Get it? Another that was. But you know what's funny is they said that they were so faithful to the comics, but in the comics, and I remember I was just going through like an Invincible hole on YouTube, just trying to learn the history and stuff. But that was a man. Shrink Ray was a man before.
Oh, so they gender swapped, right?
If I'm correct, I don't think he lasted as long as her. But I have to look at that back again. If I see a video, I'll send it your way if you're interested in that kind of stuff. Because I was just very interested because I just wanted to understand the lore and everything like that. But I know, very right. But I do think it's amazing how not Ray, I'm sorry, Rex. He's I mean, you can see that they're building some chemistry, and I like that for Rex. Rex. I mean, look, I know he was visiting her a lot when she was in the shoebox and make sure that she was okay. So I think that's great.
Yeah, there's definitely some chemistry here building. There's something going on here. So we'll see how that develops.
He needs a girlfriend.
But you know what I love that she says that her parents were teaching her how to do headlocks and everything like that. I'm like, right, so let's just put headlocks in a bunch of hands because I don't understand. Like, what do you teach her? I don't understand why they're teaching her that, but I just thought that was funny. I just said, like, yeah, she must be taking out all the bugs in the house and stuff like that. Thank you.
We got another a little tidbit here from Silhouette. Green Ghost was a male in the comics too.
Oh, okay, that was from the original. She was the original Guardians. Okay, gotcha.
Okay, interesting. So, but yeah, we'll see how this relationship develops. But flash over to, I want to call it Suicide Slums, even though that's not the case. We got
Jesus.
We got these characters on the right side. We have Mr. Liu, and he's kind of upset because our boy Multiple from last episode, Kate's brother, the one who can, multiple.
You know who he's voiced by? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt this, but I was just so amazed because I just voice acting, right? That is Shang-Chi.
Oh wait, who?
For Multiple is voiced by Shang-Chi. I don't know that.
Shang-Chi. Okay, cool.
Wow. I felt cool, right? Yeah.
He was in Crazy Rich Asians, of course, and Shang-Chi. So that's interesting. Oh, good to know. Thanks for pulling up these voice acting information here. But
that's the name. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So Mr. Liu is talking to our boy here on the left, who I wrote down as Isotope. But Silhouette, let us know in the comments because you said someone else Isotope. So let us know if this Isotope on the left or
do you remember him from season 1 though, right?
Yeah, he was our Tobias Webb of this series, right? That's essentially who he is. He took over the city. He's still a criminal, but he's a newer criminal in what they called the Order in this scene. But yeah, I wrote him down as Isotope and Mr. Liu. That's how it had it in the video.
Sure.
So yeah, and it took Isotope's kind of like henchman on the far right to tell him, like, look, we got to make this man happy. We should go after
Multiple. Right. These pawns, right?
Yeah. So they decide to do that in order to kind of keep the peace, right? Flash over back to my baby Oliver getting his suit together.
Did we just call him the Purple Terror? Why? What are we avoiding here?
Look how adorable he is in that suit. And of course, Mark gets his suit. Yeah. But the real star.
No, you're a hater. No, listen, we're not going to talk about the Purple Terror and not include Mark's new attire. Like Mark's new attire. Yeah, how do you feel about this, Vic? How do you feel about that?
I mean, I think it's cool. It's a little more Nightwing.
Facts. That's exactly what I thought.
Like,
okay.
And like, it's funny how they got the kid looking like Robin.
Yeah.
So they look
right.
like
you see that
Nightwing and Robin right there. So
that's so interesting. I didn't think Nightwing, but I immediately Kid Omni Man, I didn't. Good eye on YouTube, but Kid Omni Man, I would immediately say, oh yeah, that's supposed to be like Robin. From even the hair, like even when I see that, like the hair, I'm like, oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he's definitely his father's son in many
ways.
Oh
yeah, we're gonna get there.
He definitely is. But yeah, as soon as I saw the suit on Mark, I was like, now he's trying to be Nightwing out here in this Jane. Like,
but you know what? That honestly, it makes sense because Mark Grayson, he was honestly meant to be Robin because Grayson. So that makes all the sense in the world.
Definitely. Dick Grayson. That's exactly what he gets.
That's crazy.
And my baby boo over here is a mix between Jason Todd, and Wesson Boy.
Oh, Damian Wayne. He's honestly both because they don't mind killing. They're like literally like, well, at least the problem is no longer here.
Right. And I'm like, is he wrong? But as they're there, and actually, this is one thing I wanted to note. I remember last episode when we were discussing episode 2, you mentioned how you thought that the villain from that episode, Dr. Seismic, sounded like Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill actually voices the Gamby of this episode. The dude
I forgot his name. Actually, Silhouette pointed that out, but yes, Art. I think his name is Art.
So
Art.
That's cool. That's really interesting. Not the purple people killer.
The purple. He is the purple people killer. He's right. Good job, Silhouette animator. You're absolutely right.
Y'all not about to defame my baby here because
listen, I told you before we even started the show, if he was in kindergarten and someone knocked down his mega blocks, they'd be dead.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't lie to me.
Mark had to tell him because as Oliver puts on the suit, he's so excited about it, and he calls himself Kid Omni Man. And Mark had to pull him aside and say, hey, our dad did some bad things here. And you may not want to, call yourself that and have that suit. And I'm thinking it's true, but at the same time, Oliver never met his dad, right? So he's trying to develop some sort of sense of connection there.
Did you read the comic books?
No.
Like the comic books that Omni-Man left behind? You never read them?
Oliver?
No, I don't think Oliver read them at all.
Okay.
But yeah, he has no memories of his dad. He just knows that his dad is this man called Omni-Man. And I think it was so adorable for him to try to call himself little baby or kid Omni-Man to try to develop some sort of connection there. And even though Mark kind of did have
absolutely not.
He did have a point by saying, okay, well, Omni-Man did some bad things here, right? But I would feel bad spoiling this child's vision of his dad so early. He's still a baby. What is this? Come on now. He's a couple months old, really.
He's over 4 feet tall. He's not a baby, and he's purple.
He's a child.
Okay, now I can't argue with that. And he's purple.
I mean, but you know what though? Like, Mark is still a child in a certain sense, so he's still feeling bad over what his father did. He's trying to protect his little brother from his father's behavior. Or he's just trying to protect them, period. But
yeah,
at the same time, like, he's still hurt from what his father did. And the little kid is just like,
right. He's oblivious to it.
Yeah, like he wants daddy to take him to the baseball game and get him some popcorn. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he don't want anyway.
I think these are great points, and I just wanted to point out because I feel like both me and CB going on the deep end, and here's Vic bringing it in with the grown man knowledge. So shout out to you, sir. Carry on.
Comment here from
what we got here?
Thanks for joining us. Oliver
Thank
just
you.
Hi. To show how much Mark holds back. Oh, facts for sure. Hold on, no spoilers, Vic. Hold on. Oh, what?
You know what it was? Because he mentioned the comics, but Vic meant the comics that not comics.
Okay.
What we got here?
Well, D, I wonder what's going to happen when the next Viltrumite comes to Earth. I feel worried for Oliver because he's going to try to help. Facts. And I remember last season, Omni-Man mentioned that Oliver isn't going to be seen as a real Viltrumite. He's
No.
purple. So they were going to like dispose of him. If they see him, they're going to take him out.
I mean, I think they already look at Mark as a weak one because he's not a full Viltrumite.
He's a passing Viltrumite, so they're gonna leave him alone, right? They're gonna try to
sure.
But my baby is purple. They're gonna be like, look, what the hell? To kill him?
Well, listen, Viltrumites, they don't care. Everyone gets it. Every color gets it. Every color. Every color gets it.
He's a Viltrumite mixed with a bug, right? And there's a lot of bugs that have like 5 times their strength, right? And the kid is growing up 10 times faster than anything else because his mother died in like a year. So
yeah,
was it really a year? I'm not even being funny. Was it really a year that she died?
It was like
I know they don't last long, but I didn't know it was a year.
Yeah, I mean, but it's natural because bees last like a couple months.
Right. And I get that once again, I knew that she sped up and died. I get it. She wasn't meant to last long on this planet, but I didn't realize it was a whole year. Because how long was Mark on that planet? I'm sorry, I just so much that I don't remember.
I mean, Mark didn't get his powers till he was 17.
No, I know that part. I meant how long was he on the planet?
The alien planet. But
let
us know in the chat. But we do see after this scene when our boy Oliver and Mark they get their new suits. They're made aware via like a television broadcast or something that there's an incident going on at the prison, right? When they're trying to break out Multipole. So they show up and there's like these, villains of the week there. Mark tells Oliver to stay behind and just observe. Of course, Oliver ain't about that. He's about that action. But unfortunately, he gets, this is how he is.
Oh, I enjoyed this. This might be my screensaver.
Not my baby. No, he was trying so
I'm gonna screenshot that and send it to you. Yep.
They took him out like with the quickness. We had like an electrical powered villain and a lava villain.
Yeah.
And of course, once Mark saw that he took them out, the villains out, but it was already too late because our boy, even though he's okay, he disobeyed Mark. And
of course he did.
Yeah, that's what he does, right? That's what he does.
You don't listen to nobody.
I love how C pass it off like, yeah, he did, but that's
boys
my baby.
Will be boys, like they.
Oh, absolutely not. If I disobeyed,
oh my god,
trust me, I was underneath a house. So what are you talking about, C the Superior?
But he did tell him to go home. They ended up, going back home, I believe, and having a conversation. We get to our girl Debbie finally giving another date to
look at those dimples.
Yeah,
dimples.
They went out on another date, and this is when the tea drops because on the date, Debbie was like, "I don't want to lie to you like Nolan lied to me." She really about to take it there. She not only did she tell this man that her husband is really Omni-Man, right? She tells him the secret identity of both of her sons. She was like, "Yeah, Oliver's an alien, and he not really mine, but I'm taking care of him. And Mark is invincible."
I didn't like that. I honestly didn't like that at all.
I understood it.
Yeah. Ooh, please take the floor.
I think she could have done it with a little bit more tact, but that guy is the only guy that she feels close to, that she trusts, and that's like her. Because like she doesn't live in a normal space. She lives in a space where she has 2 children that have superpowers, and the only place where she feels normal is with this guy. You know what I mean? I mean, mind you, look at his reaction to it. Oh, his reaction was his reaction was all like, "Damn, I can't compete with that."
Right?
He did say that.
Like, damn, I can't compete with that, and I understood that too. And then mind you, her reassuring him is what shows me that like he is like a sense of normalcy to her. If that makes sense.
I think that's unique.
That's something that she's attracted to. I think that he's the complete opposite of Omni-Man, and I think that she likes that about him. You know, even though I think that she definitely could have consulted Mark and told him like, listen,
That part.
I like this guy, and I think I'm going to do this and that. And I think that decision was impulsive, at the restaurant, and because of how she felt, but she definitely should have had more tact to this.
For sure.
And I agree to that. I mean, I wanted to say, I think I like your take because it was something different. Because immediately when I saw this, I was like, well, that's not right just to sit here and tell this new guy, like, they're not even officially dating, right? I want to make sure they're not
together. You know what I mean? Like, they spent a lot of time together. They built a friendship. They she trusts him. They know each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you can put whatever label you want on their relationship, but clearly, like, there's a connection there. You feel me? So, like,
I didn't feel that in the first episode. This episode, I felt it more. I mean, obviously, and correct me if I'm wrong, he's been pursuing her for a while.
Yeah, they've known each other for a while, I guess, working together for a while, and he's been.
And it's cool, like, okay, we're dating and stuff. And I appreciate her not wanting to lie to him, but I felt like, at least let's get there. Let's, like, officially become a thing, and then once again, too, how you pointed out, consult to Mark, because maybe Mark don't want everyone knowing that. You know, I didn't like that. And I mean, I know she apologized. Listen, I don't think Debbie's a bad person. I just thought that was a bad move. That's all.
We got Bold here. He said she's known him for years. She said in the episode he's probably her best friend beforehand. But this is my issue with it, right? At what point are you no longer an extension of your parents, right? At what point do you have your own kind of ability? Like, you are your own person. So why does Debbie feel so comfortable sharing the secret identity of her son, who's a grown, he's still a child, but he's grown enough to be out here trying to save the world? Why do you feel like it's your place to tell someone else his secret? Like, that seemed inappropriate to me.
Where did she bring him?
Oliver, maybe he's still a baby.
I mean, but think about it. Where did she bring him afterwards? Where did he get caught making out?
Oh, at the crib. The crib.
So if the kid comes flying in the way they did,
oh yeah.
But see, what did they do? Start pretending like it was cosplay.
But see, I feel like if Mark knew about this stuff, he might have instead of going because he can always just go upstairs. This floor is like this house is 2 floors, so he can go upstairs. At least if he has knowledge, he can. Oh, let me just go upstairs. But if you're doing something where he doesn't know, I'm just saying that a conversation could have been had.
Fact.
I feel like that could have totally been that could have been.
I mean, and his way of trying to fix it, I thought was hilarious.
Oh, we went to a Comic-Con.
no, I sold a house to a rock star once.
Oh, he immediately.
That was so cool.
He is so lucky. Let me tell you, he's so lucky. Mark's Virtuemite genes didn't kick in because his head would have been off his shoulders and immediately because that was not funny.
Oliver get older. He ain't about to let it fly. But speaking of conversations, our girl Adam Eve, she had to have a conversation with her parents. We see the parents again.
Oh, that father's fat.
Yeah, they're both a little heavy set, but ain't nothing wrong with that.
No. She got old fat. No, he got fat because he ate a pig.
She has a conversation with them, letting them know, like, hey, I am who I am. And if you guys let me move back in, I would, not use my powers here. I feel comfortable enough not using my powers here to respect you, but you guys have to respect me and know that I am a superhero, a superpowered individual. And for me, this scene didn't do it for me. I feel like this is old ground that we covered in season 2 and in her like special that she had. Sure. I didn't very much like this scene. I could do with not seeing them ever again.
Wait, did you notice how that scene ended?
What do you mean?
With the father?
No, her mother hugging her, and she was like, "Oh, by the way, can I move back in?"
Yeah, but it just seems like a little redundant. Didn't we already process this storyline like last season? What are we doing coming back here with the parents? And honestly, I'm like, if they that toxic, it's time to cut toxic people out.
But is it their toxic or the father? I don't think the mother was ever toxic. I don't remember her being
by association because she never correct this man whenever he talking crazy to her daughter. That's the problem. So
okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I think he's just ashamed. I think he's like one of those
I'm
people
trying to figure out what though. Like,
daughter of them calling her a freak or
No,
something.
he's ashamed of his own incompetence and not
yeah,
living up to probably what he should have. I think that's what it is. He's ashamed of him not being as great as his daughter could potentially
and,
be.
and you know, not for nothing.
How do you compete with a superhero? Like, you know what I'm saying?
You don't, but
How do
but you don't sit here like if it's almost like if one of your friends they're successful and you're just hating, like you don't do that. You be proud, like, oh,
Right.
that's what you're doing. You support, and especially if it's your kid. I don't have kids, right? But like I know if son, daughter, oh, you're doing that and you're better than me, dope. And that's what it's supposed to be. That's the chain of life where I want the next version or the next generation to be better. And it just sounds like he's just like, oh, I'm not the king of my castle.
Right.
Oh, I'm gonna shame you and
I don't think it's
Go
that simple. I really don't. I really don't think.
Sure, well, but explain it, please.
It's more like I think it's more of a situation where he just didn't know how to handle this situation. He got a kid that's a superpower, and because he always just try to make her seem normal. He tried to force her to be normal, and I think
he honestly shrinks her abilities, and that's not even an ability of
like
hers.
No, because she even said like, I hate coming home and feeling like a freak. You know what I mean? So somebody says some shit to him, because
but there she go again, dragging herself back home when she need to cut these toxic people out of her life. She goes back.
What's weird about? Let me just ask you guys this. What's weird? Right, she loves them and she wants to repair that, but she honestly have her own place. I mean, I don't know if
that's
like can't she just stay there?
This is what Rex Flo was kind of thinking. He's like, "Oh, you want to be closer to Mark? Is that why? Because she want to be around the corner."
But she can fly. I'm just saying. I maybe I'm digging too deep here, but she can fly. I'm pretty sure she could get there in the speed of sound. I mean, the speed. She could get there quicker than a bus. But go ahead.
The thing is that like she went, she helped people, she built the tree house, she did all of this stuff, and then she realized there was a bunch of shit that she didn't know, and now she comes back to school and starts to learn construction, and she's gonna go do that around people that she knows. She got her man, so she can trying to get her parents back and see if, you know what I mean. Like she, all right, she can go to the Fortress of Solitude or whatever, and then try to do stuff, but she probably wants a sense of home. And look, she's there. Mind you, she even went and got her bestie back. You know what I mean? And they sitting there gossiping about boys. Even though one was the other one's ex-man. Like, come on, man. And
let's get into these comments here. We got both. He said, "You guys hear Aaron Paul, Jesse Pinkman is in the season." He said that he gives an incredible performance. I can't wait to see his character. I haven't. Do you know who he'll be playing? That's interesting.
Please let us know because I have no idea. Yeah.
But we do get to Adam Eve. She gets back to Mark. They have a little, heart to heart on the rooftop. And it seems that they are very much equally matched. They both can confide in each other. And that's essentially what this scene is about. Mark mentions how he's finding it to be overwhelming to be a superhero, a son, a father at this point. And she's kind of like his shoulder to lean on. So I guess that's kind of cute. They're
cute.
Okay.
But it also leads to the other two. Like this and that's the thing. It leads to his mother having a relationship with somebody that's quote unquote her equal as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. That's an interesting point. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. That's a good point.
Adam Eve kind of leads him to that conclusion a little bit in the scene. So there's that. But we also get a little sneak peek of this.
That was crazy.
Yeah, we don't know where it is or what it is. But this is the first appearance of this, tech spying on them in this episode, the first of two. But let's get back to the action of the show. We got our guys here, the twins, the Maulers. They are back, and they're attempting to kind of shut down the world's satellites, so then everyone will have to go through them and get their communication. They said we're worse than supervillains now. We're businessmen. They said that each other.
That's crazy. They try to Walmart the whole telecommunication.
They tried to their whole thing. They were about to send a missile up into space and break down all sorts of satellites that allow people to communicate. And Cecil brought in the gang, our gang of leftovers to
The guardians, the elder guardians,
The leftover guardians. They were
the
originally
leftover
the
guardians.
7. Now we got the 5, if you will, for the boys.
5, right? Because of Darkwing, right, right.
But they got themselves handed to them by these 2 characters, and I'm like, how freaking
I was surprised by that too.
I thought
because he's supposed to be. Because it's like if you don't have Superman, but you have Captain Marvel or Shazam, you're screwed. And he was handed his butt. But I do want to say the Maulers cracked me up when they said, "Where's the rest of you guys?" And he saw like 5 of them. They said they downgraded on us. That's disrespectful. Let's kick their ass. I thought that was so great because they were so bothered by that. I'm like, that bothered you? I don't know why that tickled me, but
I mean, they clearly prepared. They clearly prepared and prepared
the Guardians of Custodians.
They were ready. They were ready. But I'm like,
that
Gordo should have put up a bigger fight, in my opinion. He should have put up more of a fight. If he's this incapable, how the hell was he in charge of everybody? You know.
Well, you know what it is? A senior citizen. Oh, I mean, that's seniority. I'm sorry. That's a senior citizen. He is a senior citizen if you really look at it. I'm so sorry, guys.
But you know what, the gun that they made was pretty genius.
Yeah, they did say. You're right. No, go ahead. Finish.
It attacks your nervous system, so that's why that gun like paralyzed all of them. And I thought that was just brilliant. You know what I mean? Because what would have happened if the kid didn't show up?
Oh, we'll get into it. We got a couple comments here. It says the character's name is Powerplex, so that's who Aaron Paul is supposed to be voicing. I can't wait to see what happens with that.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is. Yeah,
I don't know any more than that. Okay, we got our boy silhouetted animator. Maulers are perma dead in the show now. I think.
Oh, permanently.
Oh yeah. Oh, we'll go. Yep,
we're about to talk about it. Thank you, Silhouette.
No clones. He said no clones left alive. Let's see here. I always love hearing Kelvin Michael Richards voice an animated role. He voiced the Maulers. Oh, cool.
I think if I can say, I think it's so cool because he does. I didn't know who the voice actor was, right? But it's so cool because it's like he's talking to himself, and I feel like he has a different pitch for each Mauler if you listen, because it's like I can't tell you which one or two who has like a higher and I say lower to a certain extent, but they have a different tone, and it's almost like he's talking to himself, and I think he does a fantastic job. And I just want to say that.
Yeah, that skill, if he can make those like slight variations, and that's really interesting.
And Silhouette, did you grab that too, where they have different pictures? I just wanted to point that out to him.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
Let us know. But of course, again, the B team, they get their butts handed to them.
The B team.
Mark sees it on the news. He was like, "All right, I'm not messing with Cecil, but I'm still a good guy, so let me go out and assist." Right. And they was, low key giving him the business too. I don't know what kind of protein shakes they've been drinking recently, but they was handling business when Mark was by himself.
They handed Mark his flat ass.
Baby boo. He saw it on the news. He said,
"Oh no,
I gotta help my brother out." Right? He fly out here, come in there like a bullet, and takes out the gun. The Maulers, they realize, okay, we might not win this. Let's set off this rocket. The rocket goes up. Mark tries to save it, and my baby boo had to do some things that maybe he's not so proud of. We'll see. But I got a clip here, so let's watch it together.
That's what happens when you're a bad guy.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad that I changed my name to the Great Grand Slam Poobah, because when I heard that's what happened when you're a bad guy, I said, "Ooh, that's not good."
Yeah, bad guy Jack.
I took that personally.
I think this kid is gonna be way stronger than his brother.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good point.
Oh, I think that's because he knocked his freaking teeth out with one punch. And that's either
I know, right?
Doing two things. That's either Invincible is holding back, or this kid is just extra powerful because coño.
No, I think you nailed it on the head. I think Invincible is definitely holding back. I mean, think about a lot of these superheroes who could literally break your jaw the way how Oliver did. I mean, thinking about someone like Spider-Man who deals with regular I always go back to this scene in No Way Home and Spider-Man talking about Andrew Garfield, the best Spider-Man, by the way. And he said, I stopped pulling back my punches, which is a scary thing to hear from Spider-Man. Image Superman, and he said, and he just decided to just punch you in the face and your head just go to whatever planet you want to name. So yeah, I think Oliver just don't understand his strength. Meanwhile, Invincible, who has, while yes, he's still learning things and he's increasing his power and everything, but he knows to hold back. He knows like maybe hold back a fraction of his power because I might literally kill this guy.
We saw that in what was it, the first episode this season when he was holding back his power against the guys who were trying to steal the Declaration of Independence. He was like, yeah, they're human, right?
Yeah.
But honestly, Oliver did what needed to be done. He was there by himself. Invincible was out here trying to get the rocket. We got these two big old things outnumbering him out. They're big and scary. He was scared. Okay, he had to do what he had to do. And by the time he had to, get rid of the second one after he demolished the first one by, ramming through him, the second one said, "Oh, I give up. But it's too late, bro. You already tried to kill me. You gotta go." And then we got the snitch. Then we got
Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln, aka couldn't get the job done, and now he's on the man that could. Going to say that Oliver, unalive these characters.
He had to, though. Yeah, I think in this point he had to, though. I know we're gonna get there, but he had to.
He had to, and our boy Cecil comes on the scene, and of course, we remember from last episode, Mark was like, "Look, don't you come around my family, bruh, or else." And he rips him up by his throat.
Yes.
And thanks to Grand Slam Poobah here, we got a little comparison shot from the comic books. So yeah, they're keeping very much in line with what
I thought that was so cool, honestly. I mean, I want to give a shout out because I was on X, and when I saw the comparison picture, I said, "Oh, I love that they were very faithful to that." And you can see Cecil, and I was thinking about this before the show, and Cecil, like, yeah, I know you didn't mean to do it. And I'm like, yo, bro, he killed somebody. Like, you can't just say, like, if you spill milk, it's like, oh, oops, oh, I stepped on your foot, oops, oh, you killed someone, oops, not the same thing. And that's what I was trying to get to yesterday, but I couldn't find the words to come out to this. But yeah, you know what I'm thinking here though with Oliver. Oliver keeps saying sorry every time he does something wrong. He does a lot of things wrong, and I understand he's a kid, but I mean, he killed these guys. But I'm starting to realize that his father's genes are really kicking in. Is anybody else grabbing that? Because I feel
we'll see. Because later, when of course after Mark threatens Cecil, like, look, stay away, right? He takes Oliver out away from everyone. They're flying. Oliver is super fast, faster than Invincible. Faster than Invincible. Clock that T. And eventually Mark does catch up with him, and we get this scene here. I have a small clip. Let's get into it.
Oliver, it's wrong. Life is precious.
People kill each other all the time, and most people aren't even special. They're just normal.
You sound just like Dad.
So Oliver kind of let it slip, like, yo, y'all humans killing each other all the time, and they ain't even got no powers like us. Like, we're the special ones. They're disposable. So that was a little concerning.
Someone clip that, because that's a first. Because C was all about this, and she was like, yeah, that's kind of bad.
That's kind of bad. But at the moment, he's using it to kill bad guys, right? He's not out here killing kids in the street or, everyday civilians.
Yet.
Yeah, he's getting rid of the bad guys. But he does seem to be like a little ingratiated with the ideologies.
But once again, I think that's where his father's genes are really kicking in, because everything he said, and then when Mark said that, I immediately thought that too, where he was sitting there saying, yo, you sound like Dad. That's what his father was saying in that last episode of season 1. And he's immediately saying, let's say Oliver's probably let's say 6 to 8 years old, right?
Yeah.
What kid is saying that? That kid would have to live in the wilderness for me because,
no,
absolutely not.
I see. I wonder if he read the comics because he's saying Dad was right. You know what I mean? So, like, I think clearly Omni-Man felt this way in these books. I think that the kid read these books because they kept him around, and they kept him around to figure out how to fight the Vulture bites.
Sure. Well, possibly. I would say possibly because we do see in the last episode that he's a little advanced as far as like intelligent wise for his age. So it could be that he kind of came across some of his dad's books. That's a possibility. But I would say it's just concerning that he does hold such little value to life, even though, like I said, he's just killing villains. So it's like,
no, because I'm trying to figure out where did he get this idea of Dad was right. Unless
I'm thinking it's just him trying to develop a relationship with his father that he doesn't have. It's like, okay, he's still they're kind of yeah, he never met him, doesn't know him. He's hearing stories of this great superhero called Omni-Man. And he's clinging to that those stories and kind of disregarding the other stories of, Omni-Man actually was a killer, right?
Right.
So maybe it's just, I feel like it's just him trying to, in his own way, get a relationship with his father because he never knew him, right? So he's trying to, everything his dad did was right in his mind because he didn't know his dad,
Right. I'm sorry, I was looking at Silhouette's comments because he's helping out here. But I do agree where you said Debbie kept Mark as a goof. I do. I know that was a typo, but I know that was so great. That's why
good. He corrected. It's a good.
No. That was the typo. Good was the typo. Goof was the right one. Good job, Silhouette. But he does said. He mentioned that.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting. I still feel bad for my baby Oliver. He don't know what he's doing. But
he doesn't. But I'm. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Please finish your thought.
Oh, I was just saying they bring him back home. Of course, Mom is disappointed. We do get a quick little scene between Mark and Debbie where he acknowledges to her, like, hey, yeah, I'm sorry for being a little upset that you told my secret identity. I realize that you need someone too, the same way that I have someone with Eve. So that was cute. And they do eventually end up having a heart-to-heart and family discussion with Oliver, where they said, okay, well, you can't just kill everyone. Even villains have someone who loves them. And that was kind of like a callback to what we see in the beginning of the episode, where we felt so bad for our guys who were villains. And it made me feel bad. I was like, okay, well, yeah, maybe Oliver isn't, I don't know. I feel bad. How did you feel about this scene here? And also following this scene, we see again the second visual of this alien-esque technology flying on him.
That was interesting.
I
think that's the guy that with the big brain that
it could be. You know what I try to do? So sometimes what I do with certain scenes is I'll watch it. I might have the caption on, but I'll also have I think it's called X-ray, right? So it'll tell you who's voicing who and whatever. They don't even tell you who's voicing that spot when the guy at the end. They don't do that at all.
Mine's did the second time. When I watched it again today.
Oh, the second time? Okay.
I've got a clip of it because we see who's actually watching them as far as we get a hand.
Oh, okay.
Get the screen. So I'm going to let you guys know what my screen said. Silhouette Animator, you let us know also in the chat if you had the same thing. But what you said you won't say. Are we spoiling it? I'm going to say what mine says because mine could be incorrect, right? I haven't read the comics, so is this just hearsay at this point?
Mm-hmm.
But for me, in my hearsayness of the episode, Angstorm. That's where I saw.
Oh, dope. And it honestly makes sense because he's once again. I don't want to spoil anything, but I've dug into a little YouTube and the history of Invincible and certain characters. And I know he's not done. He's going to eventually come back, but I don't know how many seasons they're going to be doing here. So, yeah. Oh,
and he had all of those variations of himself. So it makes sense that even though
I thought they all died in season 2.
They did?
Or majority of them. Because remember, he had a good portion of them in that machine, and there was a lot of them. But maybe that was it was designed to look like, oh, they're all gone, but he's going to come back. He's not done. I know for a fact he's not done.
We got confirmation from our guy in the chat, Silhouette Animator said, "Yep, that's the guy."
He can regenerate his head. Oh my.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Oh
Interesting.
my. Oh, he's saying also you're on the money.
Hey,
You're in the money. You
hey.
in the money.
It says
Do
that
do 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 do.
his mango face in the comics is a thing of nightmares. Oh well, I can't wait to see that. But this episode was so good. I'm
Mhm.
really enjoying Invincible. I can't wait for the next episode to drop. But if you also cannot wait for the next episode of our show to drop, where we discuss it with you guys, right? We unpack it after the episode. Don't forget to like this video if you like the video, and join us next. We're doing this Thursdays now, guys.
We are going to be on Thursday. We only did Friday because there was 3 episodes on launch day, and we just wanted to break it down so we can give each episode to breathe. But yes, we're going to be on Thursdays, guys. What time are we going to be on?
7:30ish CPT, color people time. So be here or be square.
Like a sponge.
But thanks for being here, and good night. Thanks guys. Bye.